Request of 42 person weapon you. I never want try lose you, try them up on me. Well,
I don't care what anyone says, I will continue to book the back seats of the flights. Jeju Airline, 2 people survived sitting at the back. Azerbaijan Airline, 29 people survived. Like, these numbers are not made up. Those sitting at the back of the plane have 69% chance of staying alive. This is not made up. This is real stuff.
Now, this is very heartbreaking about the South Korean plane crash and 179 people on board, and they only had 2 survivors. There's something really going on that I think they need to investigate, because this is the 3rd one. What is really happening to the landing gear? Why is there a problem all of a sudden? And that's a lot of lives lost. Now, families are going to be mourning in this season as they're supposed to be celebrating. So I don't know if it's now safe to fly, because the frequency is now too much. The frequency is not too much. Now, the Jeju Air CEO, Kim Ibe, has already issued an apology, but that will never bring back the lives that are lost. So for all of the families that have lost their loved ones, we're sending peace, love to you all. We know no amount of apology, no amount of prayers is going to bring them, but our hearts are solidly behind you. And this is a very tragic incident, and I hope the aviation ministry can actually sit down and try to investigate all of this, because it's too rampant. 3 airlines. What's actually going on? We need to understand and find the root of the matter, because this is too much.
Plane crash in South Korea kills 179 people. It has been a week of one plane crash after another. Let's not forget the Azerbaijani plane that crashed in Kazakhstan, and the Azerbaijani leader is asking Russia to take the blame for it.
America, you got to ask yourself what's going on. In the past 24 hours, there's been 3 plane crashes in different parts of this world. And in all 3 of these plane crashes, there's been something wrong with the landing gear, causing a failure for the plane to be able to land. A Dutch KLM flight from Norway to the Netherlands was experiencing hydraulic system failure and had to make an emergency landing with 182 people. Right before that, you had the plane that crashed in South Korea, killing 179 people. This plane was also experiencing landing issues. We all know that the video is floating around. I'm not going to put it up here. It's very graphic. You can see in the video that the plane landed and skidded on the runway and crashed. And also, an Air Canada flight experienced a suspected landing gear issue after arriving at Halifax Stanfield International Airport in Nova Scotia on Saturday night. And on this plane, it was heavy fire and heavy smoke. Luckily, nobody was injured. Now, these 3 individual plane crashes may not have anything to do with each other, but it's definitely alarming, because we fly on a regular basis. But when the information comes out, we definitely need to know what's causing these issues.
Can somebody tell me why within the last 24 hours, there's 3 to 4 planes that has went down, and it all has to do with the landing? And that's very ironic. We first heard about South Korea last night, and that was 179 people. And it's something with failure with landing or something like that. It was like 183 people. 2 people lived. I didn't even know you can survive a plane crash, child. Then I'm hearing like Air Canada or Canada Dutch. They had an emergency landing. And now I'm hearing some other place. I have so many questions. Like, where did the drones go? Anybody else seen drones? Where did they go? Ever since that man opened up them doors, I've been thinking this. Ever since that man opened up them doors, soon as he opened them doors, oh hell, what? And then it's been like cloudy. I've been drowsy. Something is in this atmosphere. And I'm telling you, something is affecting the atmosphere. That's what I feel in my spirit. I don't know. When I was hearing about these planes, I was like, something is affecting this atmosphere. Because as soon as that man opened up them doors, foggy. Every day has been foggy since Christmas. Every day it's been foggy since Christmas. Y'all, and you know how like it can be foggy on one side of the world and then foggy on the other side. Or sunny on the other side. They talking about Florida has been super foggy. And even in Europe, I seen this girl, she was like, it's been fog. She was complaining about the fog and feeling like something is choking her. I don't know all the details of that, but that's all I know. I'm drowsy. Anybody else drowsy? I know the fog don't make you drowsy. Rain makes you drowsy, but fogginess, I ain't never got drowsy off being foggy. I don't like this spirit. The way I'm finna pray down heaven tonight, cause I don't like the slothfulness that I'm feeling. I'm feeling real slothful, drowsy, sleepy. Don't want to do what spirit is that? I don't like that. Ever since that man opened them doors, what did he bring into this world? He didn't open up these doors. What has he brought into this world, into this atmosphere? Because whatever it is, I was like, Lord, what is it? He was like, the atmosphere. It's something in this atmosphere, child. I don't know what it is. And if another plane go down, we the people need to investigate that. That's all I got to say.
Guys, something is wrong with the world. In the past 4 days, more than 5 plane crashes. Okay, so let's start with this one. I'm going to show you some. Without claiming responsibility, Putin apologizes for Azerbaijan plane crash airline. Cancel flights to Russia. So this plane crashed, and then the Azerbaijan president is accusing Putin of shooting it down on Christmas Day. This is the accusation. Dutch commercial flight veers off runway in Norway, all on board unharmed. So everybody managed to survive. 29th of December. Okay, in South Korea, the plane was about to land and crashed, and 179 people, only 2 people survived, and those 2 are the crew members. Passengers report flames as Air Canada flight suffers suspected landing gear issue after landing. Look at the dates, December 29th. So, nobody knows why all these planes are crashing. Maybe some people know, but we civilians, we don't know. But I have some theories. I'm just going to say one of them. But the other ones, I'll leave it to my own personal consumption. Now remember that this is a conspiracy theory. I feel that somehow there is some electromagnetic pulse somewhere that is causing these planes to malfunction. Basically anything with electricity, especially things that are in the air. Maybe their compass. One of them, the landing gear couldn't pull out. So the air traffic controller directed them to another landing strip. And the pilot did a good job of landing the plane. The plane landed properly without legs. The problem was that they built a fence at the end of the landing strip. And you know, the plane does not have legs. The legs couldn't pull out. You know, the pilot couldn't apply brake, so he was just depending on the wind to stop the plane. Unfortunately, the plane ran into the fence, and that was how a lot of people died. So I feel, maybe, who knows, that there is something that knocked out, affected either magnetism or electricity in the air that is affecting this thing. Who knows, but it's not entirely impossible, because the sun has solar flares every now and then, and some of this weapon testing can affect some of these compasses and electrical installations, you know. But who knows? Another one is that it could be completely random, but it's random. It's not random for 3 or 4 planes around the world to crash on the same date. It doesn't make sense, right? If you know how airplanes are prepared to fly, you know that it's almost impossible for the plane to break down, because they built in so many prevention mechanisms for a crash. You know, before the plane can even, some planes can't even take off unless all the lights are on, and those lights are telling you the different parts of the plane. It's not like a car that can drive even if something is wrong. You know, your carburetor is all bad, your car can still drive, start and drive. Your AC is bad, your car can still drive. But planes will show you all the lights. You have to check them all off before the plane will start. Some planes though. And then there are engineers for every landing. The maintenance crew will go and do their maintenance, refuel the plane and everything. For the plane to crash, to me, I believe that most plane crashes, maybe not all, but most plane crashes are engineered. It was done on purpose. Somebody did something in the plane before takeoff. According to statistics, most plane crashes happen in the airport, like 90 something, I think, is it 98% of plane crashes happen in the airport. All right, or just within 2 miles from the airport. Either the plane is trying to land and crash, or it just took off and then it crashes. Who remembers Aliyah? Aliyah in the year 2000 or so, their plane crashed just from taking off the airport. It took off and crashed down. In fact, people at the airport can still see the plane where it crashed. Same thing with Dr. Miles Monroe. Who remembers Dr. Miles Monroe, the great preacher, one of my favorite pastors in the world? He and his wife were in their own jet, and they flew out of the airport and crashed right after the airport. I suspect that most of these things were engineered. Somebody did it. Do you understand? It's my own personal suspicions, but who knows? So if you have a better theory about why these things are happening, you let me know in the comment section.
Bro, this week has been the most terrifying week ever. Air Azerbaijan crashed and killed about 38 people. Few hours later, we heard that crashed in South Korea and killed about 137 people. Air Canada also landed with flames. Yo, what the flip is going on? Y'all need to check something out. Whether first class or business class, bro, like, I don't fancy none of those shits. Still going down. Now my holiday is ruined because I'm still stuck in New York waiting to board my flight to Massachusetts, and I can't leave because the fear is too much in me now. I have to go by road.
A deadly plane crash in South Korea has left 179 of the 181 people aboard the flight dead. Officials confirm the two survivors, both crew members, were pulled from the tail of the plane and are now in the hospital. Their conditions are currently unknown. The crash occurred on Sunday as a plane erupted into flames while trying to land at the Muwon International Airport. It is South Korea's deadliest aviation disaster since 1997 when a Korean Airlines flight crashed into the jungle, killing 228 people. The plane was manufactured by Boeing, a company that has faced mounting criticism for its safety practices. In January 2024, a mid-air door blowout on an Alaska Airlines Boeing plane made headlines, and over 100 whistleblowers have come forward with allegations of systemic safety failures. Investigators are now examining whether issues with the aircraft contributed to this tragedy. So in South Korea, they have had very few deadly plane crashes in recent decades. The last one involving passengers occurred in 2002 when an Air China plane hit a mountain, killing 129 people. Officials say that 84 men, 85 women, and 10 unidentified individuals were among those who died in Sunday's unfortunate crash. Jeju Air CEO Kimi Bai said that the cause of the crash is still unknown and that no early signs of malfunction had been detected. There is quite a bit of distrust in Boeing because the involvement of a Boeing aircraft has reignited concerns about the company's reliability. Whistleblower claims have led to ongoing investigations, and recent incidents have made travelers and airlines question the safety of Boeing's planes. So in a statement, Boeing did offer their condolences, stating, "We extend our deepest condolences to the families who lost loved ones, and our thoughts remain with the passengers and the crew." So as families grieve and investigators are searching for answers, many are left wondering if the crash could have been prevented and whether or not Boeing systems can be trusted to keep passengers safe.